we are live on this beautiful Wednesday. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are super blessed as Bitcoin is undergoing Operation Dump and Pump, maybe more dump. What I mean by the high, Frito NYC, in the poll I asked, is the Bitcoin high in? I mean, is the bear market rally high in before a major pullback? Are we going to see a major pullback here? Or are we simply going to keep on pumping from here? Shout out to Paul Axis. Shout out to Henry Shega. Guys, as usual, if we can get 1,000 likes in the first half hour of the stream, we will be giving away 1,000 USDT. Polkadot is at the bottom. We'll take a look at Polkadot. Make sure to like the stream, guys, because we are going to be giving away $1,000 if we can get 1,000 likes in the first half hour. We will take a look at Dot. I will make a note of this. Shout out to Joe Who for the super chat. Shout out to Larry Lamb for the super chat. Larry Lamb, what is going on, my man? He is also on the treadmill as we speak. How did I catch that? It was so quick. Man, I will tell you, it's crazy, right? My long got stopped out. So I was in a long from a few days ago, basically. TP1, TP2, I hit T3Ps on that. Stopped out at the entry. Then I got in the long again, already locked in a profit, man. We are on fire today, baby. I'm going to talk about how I got into this long trade, all right? There were a few different confluences that I saw there. And I just went for it, baby. That's how I roll. All right? That's how I roll, baby. Shout out to Herbert Moon. Shout out to Net Memory Man. Jazib, he says, you scammer, you liar. You didn't catch that long trade. Okay, I didn't catch it. I just showed you my trade history here. Okay, look, I was in the long trade. It got stopped out at the entry, right? This is the stop loss hit. All right, $188,000. The next trade I am in is the current one I'm in right now from 47.05. That's my current trade. My daily P&L is, whoa, I don't want to show my stop. My daily P&L is in the green, my friend. So I'm not scamming people. And even if I longed every move on the way down just to catch the exact bottom, which is a giant, huge waste of money, how am I scamming people? That's so silly, my friend. Why would I throw away thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just so I could have a trade on the freaking YouTube? That's the most retarded thing I've ever heard in my life. Do you mind? Never mind. But hey. Hey. It is what it is. Shout out to David. Is that true, man? You know what's funny? My wife thinks that, and I'm like, nah, I don't think so. Shout out to Jason Owen. My man. Doesn't feel like the top is in. I feel you, man. I feel you. Shout out to Memory Man up in the chat. Shout out to Sniffer in Chief. Hallelujah. Praise God. Praise Jesus. Praise Yah. Shout out to Aaron G. Shout out to Joe Potter. Shout out to Amon T. All right, 50K, here we come. Is that true about Gareth Soloway? I don't care if he is. I'm just curious, like, because I never got that vibe from him, and my wife was like, I get that vibe. I was like, really? I don't get that vibe. Is that true? Isn't he married? I don't know. Anyway. Oh, man. Okay, let's see. Shout out to Vito Mick. Am I walking on a treadmill? Of course I am. All right. What do I think is the high end? I don't know. I'll be honest. So, Mahdi Akbari, I don't know if the high is in, okay? But here's the thing. here's the thing. We cannot be surprised, okay? We cannot be surprised, even in, and this goes back like quite a bit here, right? Because even in the video I made on Friday, where I first got into that long trade, right? I was saying that it is a weekend when it was a holiday and a weekend when we got into that first long from the bottom of that triangle, and that we needed to be prepared for a move down to grab the liquidity, right? And I've been saying this on public YouTube and in VIP YouTube now all week, because although I have to admit, yesterday I was very bullish. So I was wrong yesterday. I thought we were going to hit a new high. But all of this happened over a holiday weekend. All right, so this is not something that should be very surprising. Okay, this is not something that should be very, very surprising. We're going to be breaking it down. We're going to be talking about the scenarios. All right, let's see if we can't get 1,000 likes in the first half hour. We got about 900 people in here. Am I using MEXC right now? I am trading on MEXC, but this is currently ZoomX. All right. This is... All right, shout out to Dave Digital. Shout out to David. Shout out to All in Crypto. Shout out to Aaron G. Shout out to Red Elephant. Some people say this is a shakeout. Others say no, it's not a shakeout. Should you go long or short right now? Oh man, so like, I can't tell you what to do. This for me is a no trade zone. I'll tell you exactly where I'm looking to take trades. All right, I'll tell you exactly where I'm looking to take trades. All right, shout out to Lob Anna KT. We will take a look at KSM as well. We're going to take a look at Polkadot. We're going to take a look at KSM. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin. Shout out to Big Jim's Wiener Dogs. What is going on, man? What are my thoughts on Crypto Lifer as a trader? I mean, he's a really good trader. He gives a lot of great calls live on stream and in his group. He has a different style than me, obviously. He's more of like a spot trader. You know? So, I think he's a good trader. Just a little bit of a different style. Alright. So, it was a shakeout. Shakeout for the over-leveraged longs. Yeah, I obviously it was over the weekend, guys. Over the weekend. Okay, Gareth Stalloway's married with kids. Alright, cool. Shout out to Crypto Crank. That's so funny. That's what I thought, bro. Look, I mean no disrespect at all. It's just so funny because when somebody said that Gareth Stalloway was you know, the comment, I thought that was funny because my wife said, is he? And I'm like, I don't think so. Like, what makes you think that? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't think he is. But all right, okay, enough of this, man. You know, we can't talk about that now in 2023. You know, that's racist. All right. All right. Yeah, Sam Price is a great guy in general. All right, you got kicked out of chat the other day, memory man. Interesting. Okay, yeah, Root is printing. Shout out to Aaron G. He gave that call on Twitter. If anyone's following Aaron G on Twitter, man, this dude is giving away money, baby. So, all right. Let's get into the analysis, guys. If everyone likes the video in the next 15 minutes, we can do a $1,000 giveaway. Crypto Crank, you know what's so funny, bro? That's exactly what my wife said as well. Oh man, all right, enough of this. Sheesh, but the funny thing is, I never noticed he had a man bun, and I've been on around the blockchain with him and all this. Okay, yeah, I never noticed that. All right, let's check out the Bitcoin charts, baby. All right, let's check out the Bitcoin charts, and let's get into exactly what has happened here. Let's see if we can't get the likes up in here, okay? Shout out to IT Log. Point of view, it's 1 a.m. and I'm watching a dude walk while trading. Oh man, okay, alrighty. Okay, so basically guys, my plan with this long trade right now is to potentially hold it to a new high, okay? I'm gonna, full disclosure, I've locked in a profit. I'm potentially looking to hold this back up to the top of the range. I'm gonna tell you why. I am not as bullish, nearly as bullish as I was before, given just the change of structure that we have right here, okay? But yeah, let's get into that. Let's get into that. All right, so Bitcoin, guys, if we take a look at the 4-hour time frame, first of all, what happened up here? Let's talk about why we got this big move to the downside, okay? So I'll be honest with you. Yesterday, when you saw my stream, I thought we were going to grab the lows and then put in a new high, which is what we tried to do, right? But then something happened. What happened? Well, first of all, when we did take the lows, this is technically, although I was looking for a fake out to the upside, technically, we do now put in a lower low, changing market structure on the 1-hour time frame, right? And so then what happens is we get a move up to none other than the area between the Fibonacci golden pocket and the 786. And not only that, but we basically did a sweep of these 3 highs here. Liquidity grab, sweep of those 3 highs into the Fibonacci golden pocket retest. And, you know, as you guys know, that Fibonacci golden pocket is in fact my high school crush. The 618 Fibonacci level is 6 Juanita, my high school crush. Had a thing for the chick, didn't realize she had put me in the friend zone, so when I asked her out on a date, guess what happened? Rejection, right? Broken heart, purple candles, falling down from the 618 level, 6 Juanita level. And we also know why she rejected me. It's because I'm a nice guy, right? I would hold the door for her. I would pay for her when we went out to dates and stuff like that. I was trying to be a good old-fashioned nice guy, but she was into scumbags like your boy Sam Bankman-Fried. Now look at Sam Bankman-Fried's breasts, uneven. This drove 6 Juanita absolutely wild. She didn't know what it was, but when she looked at him from the left side and she saw that huge boob, it drove her nuts. Then when she looked at the right side, she saw the skinny boob, it drove her even more nuts. And we can see actually, as we come up to the chart, as we are coming into that 618 level, we can see over time Sam Bankman-Fried's man boobs getting lower as we literally hit that high. So yeah, there is a reason for the rejection. Now, once we started to get a move to the downside, right, we just kept on falling and falling and falling and falling and falling and falling. Okay, when we take a look at what happened here on an order flow chart, we can see that it was essentially a massive long squeeze. Okay, we had been building up a large number of longs in this zone right here. Okay, a large number of longs actually opening up. Let's actually see, from the time that we made this low here, we had about 92 on the CBD, and then when we came up to that high, it was about 133. So, you know, we're talking about like 40 million longs opening up right in this zone. 40 million, and then bam, 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 they all get stopped out. And we can even go back more and see, you know, even these guys, everybody, pretty much everybody who longed in this little area got stopped out, right? The open interest is lower now than it was up here, meaning there's fewer people in positions now than up here. And we're pretty much back to where we were around December 29th, right? So right around that low that we got into on December 29th on Friday, that is basically where we're back to now. Everybody who's been longing this whole way up is pretty much out of the game, okay? And we are currently right now, after getting a giant long squeeze, we saw in one 15-minute candle here, 447 million volume, the majority of those longs getting liquidated and stopped out. And then what did we see? We actually saw a short squeeze. So if we take a look at what happened here, sorry, that's the wrong chart. If we take a look at what happened here, after we get the big dump, after the dump, everybody decides to go short. Isn't this crazy? After the big dump, what do we have? Millions of shorts opening up here. right? Look at this, 8 million shorts opening up after the dump. 11 million shorts opening up after the dump. 5 million shorts. 5 million, 11 million, that's 16. What's 16 plus 8? Who knows? I don't know anything. I don't know anything. That's why this is not financial advice. But those poor shorts shorted the bottom and they got squeezed, whoop, and then they all got liquidated right up here into the VWAP. And now those shorts got liquidated into the VWAP, and guess who longs the top? For some reason, 23 million. Oh, my voice is cracking, finally hitting puberty. 27, 28 million people longed the top right into VWAP. So literally, this is just a big, crazy game of most people short the bottom and long the top. Okay, and now that we've gotten all the longs pretty much stopped out, so everyone shorted the bottom, those shorts are now stopped out. Everyone longed the top, those longs are now out. Now people are underneath VWAP, and we're just kind of consolidating here, right? So this is where we find ourselves right now. Okay, we've just played a big game of liquidate the people that FOMO into positions after the move has already happened. Right? A lot of people thought it would be a really good idea to short here. A lot of people thought it'd be a really good idea to long here. I don't know why. Okay? I don't know why, but that's what happened. And this is why we saw such a big move to the upside, and now we're getting a little retrace to the downside. Now, let's kind of look at what is happening here, because if we go to our 4-hour time frame, we can see that although this was a pretty significant move to the downside. I mean, from the top right now, Bitcoin has come down about 12%, right? That's nothing to scoff at here. And we can also see that, yeah, although that is the case, Market Cipher B has made another low. The price has made another low, and Market Cipher B right now could potentially be printing still another very bullish divergence here on the 4-hour time frame. All right? This is very possible right now. And the money flow still getting thicker on the 4-hour time frame. We come to the 1 hour, and what do we see as well? We see potentially coming back to this low, if we connect the trend line, potentially also bullish divergence and money flow getting thicker. So look, there is a chance that this is a nice bottom, just a fake out. Now here's something I would say, okay? When we came down to the bottom of this range, it's a little bit strange that we didn't go for this low as well, right? It's a little bit strange we didn't go for this low as well. So right now, for me, potentially, what I would be looking at is another move down here. If we get another move down and we get ourselves a nice local uneven butt cheek pattern here on the 1 hour, that could actually also be a nice potential area to look for a long trade, in my opinion. All right, because although this did change market structure on the 4-hour time frame, when we go to the daily, right, the daily is still intact, actually. Isn't that so interesting? The daily is still intact. And really, now we could just say that we're literally trading a sideways range, okay? We could take off the triangle and just say to ourselves, the Bitcoin price is once again simply just trading sideways with a clearly defined high at around 44.7K and a clearly defined low around, 40,300-ish, right? And this just kind of looks like a fake out of the high. And so if we get another low, it could look like a fake out of the low and we stay in the range for a while, right? That's also a real possibility. Now, a word of caution, because that is a bullish scenario that I am aware of, but a word of caution is this. If you were following my analysis and my predictions for Bitcoin, my projections, I should say, not predictions, projections, I was looking to come up a little bit higher here. And I was looking to short that area around $49,000, $50,000, and the reason why is because we have major resistance up there. Like, that's major resistance. And we were looking at the daily time frame saying, if we get a big fast move up to this area, then the Market Cipher B will definitely be giving us the upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man breast pattern on the daily time frame, right? We were looking at something like this to kind of play out on the chart, okay? Here's the problem right now. The problem is we technically already have this pattern now. And we were printing earlier in the day a red dot on this daily time frame. If that red dot confirms on the daily time frame, which is not even printing right now, but if it does start to print and confirm, that could be bad. All right, that could be bad, because that will then be a very bearish looking confirmed candle with taking those highs and then getting the big move back to the downside. Okay, so right now for me, as we are once again simply in the middle of the range, here's what I am looking at to the upside. Okay, to the upside, and we have front run these levels. So let's get this thing going. Bam, there we go. So to the upside, guys, really major resistance locally. If the high is in and we're going to see lower prices, we really need to be aware of this area here. All right, around 44K. The reason we need to be aware of 44K is because that is the Fibonacci golden pocket. It is the high volume node. It is the value area high. It's the 786, and it's the last major low that we had right here. So if this is a major top, all right, we need to be looking for some kind of bearish sign in here to potentially short it down to a lower price. And that could be various different things, right? That could be bearish CBD. That could be bearish money flow. That could be bearish divergences on market cipher B, or whatever indication you use to get into a trade. But this green box right now is going to be major resistance, because this green box is our historic resistance. Okay, if this is the high and this is just a little, whatever the Wyckoff people call it, I don't know what they call it. What do they call this thing? They call this something in Wyckoff. I don't know what it's called. I don't even care what it's called, but it's that thing that they do, manipulation. All right. If this is just a deviation outside of the range that's clearly resistance is our green box, then it would make sense that we come back into the green box and we once again get a rejection from that level. Okay, so pretty much for me, 44K in general, like that is major resistance right now, having made a new low on some of these medium-term time frames. Now, the two supports we need to be aware of, in my opinion, are, well, these. Okay, obviously this is major support down here, right? This area right down here, this is the last major support. And if we're going to be looking at this thing as an ascending triangle, which I was looking at this as an ascending triangle, looking to break it out to the target, right? Well, we've gotten a fake out of the ascending triangle. We're back inside of it now. But if this thing is going to break down now, that is going to put us right into this green box here, right? Right around that 37, 38K zone, okay? So for me, if we continue to the downside, I am going to be aware of just a liquidity grab right here. But more so, I think we need to be prepared for a move down to 38K. So if the high is in, my trading plan for this asset would be a short from around 44K, and my final target for that short would be around 38K. The reason why is because it is, yes, the target of this thing. We would have confirmed bearish divergences on the daily time frame. And also, if we take a look at, Coinbase, right? The Coinbase chart here, we can see that 38K zone is also the high volume node of the entire last bull market. We also know we have a CME gap at around 39K. And we also know that it's the only area where we can clearly see with our eyes on the chart that we formed any kind of level on the way up, right? There's no other place where we have formed a level on the way up. This entire breakout, there's nothing until that 38K zone. So 38K is going to be very, very, very key. And of course, if we are able to, if this was just a shakeout of the leveraged longs, and if we start to see these bullish divergences confirm on the 4-hour, which they may or may not yet, that's the thing, it's too early to tell, and the lower time frames are giving us iffy signals, right? If the 24-minute time frame on this drop had looked like this, right, I would say yes, absolutely, this is the bottom. But it doesn't look like that, right? It's not giving us a bullish divergence locally. And so for that reason, this 4-hour potential bullish divergence in my mind, we can't say for certain this is going to turn out to be a bullish divergence, because when we see the high time frames appearing as if they are going to form a divergence, we need to zoom into the lower time frames and then interpret the higher time frames through the lens of the lower time frames. Okay, so when I took this long trade on Friday, right, $500,000 Bitcoin long trade from that level, I did it with confidence because the 4-hour time frame, if we go back in time to what it was looking like at the time, right? At the time, the 4-hour had not printed yet a divergence, right? It had not yet printed a divergence, but I could see it looked like it could. So when it looks like it could, you go down to the lower time frames. And what do you know? The lower time frames also have the divergence telling me, yes, this 4-hour is probably going to confirm. Then we go down to the 24-minute. And what do we see on the 24-minute? Yes, bullish divergence also on the 24-minute, telling us that 4-hour is most likely going to confirm bullish. We go down to the 12-minute. What do we see? Same exact thing. Bullish divergences, money flow getting thicker on the 12-minute. This trade from Friday was one of those trades where I'm so confident in it that I will take it and hold it and be confident in that trade, because all the confirmations are there right now. Okay, we are not seeing anything like that. Yes, the 4-hour could confirm bullish, and if it does print that green dot, that will be extremely bullish looking. But when we go down to the lower time frames, okay, it's questionable. It's questionable. All right. So just let that be a little bit of a word of caution right now. This does not look as nice as this did. All right. That doesn't mean we can't pump. It just means we can't say with as much confidence as we could on Friday that, we're going to hit a new high, right? Last Friday, I was bold. I said, look, we're going to hit a new high. If we hold this level, we're going to hit a new high, right? And that's pretty much exactly what happened, right? 45.5. First target, that was hit. I mean, that was pretty much our high. It was a monthly level, right? So now I can't say it with as much confidence, but I would say this, guys. I am holding the trade, okay, that I'm in now for a potential new high, right? I am holding this trade right now for a potential new high. That is my plan right now, because I'm thinking if this 4-hour confirms, I want to be in a position, and this is a nice position. All right, shout out to everybody in the live. We got 1,400 people in here, only 400 likes. Guys, if I said in the first half hour, if we get 1,000 likes, we'll do a giveaway. I will extend it another 7 minutes. Everyone like the video right now so we can give away 1,000 USDT. Shout out to GMoney79. Happy New Year. God bless you. I trade on MEXC and I trade on ZoomX. Links in the description of the video. All right, so Sadat says we'll see another dump to 38K. Yeah, so that's exactly what we were just talking about, right? Potentially looking for another move to the downside once again, right? Another move to the downside once again. Where are the beats from? It's called Thieves. It's called Thieves Hype Volume 2. Royalty-free music. Whoa, the Dutch bike life doesn't know how to like. That's all good, man. Shout out to Beast, Happy New Year. Shout out to Keith, Happy New Year, bro. God bless you. Can we look at JTO? We might. How did I get the juicy entry? Well, the way I got the juicy entry is I just saw that we came down to a golden pocket and we got a liquidity grab of this level here, and I said, you know what, I can clearly see that we're getting a bounce from this. Let's just go for it, is really what I said. I was at the gym, a whole bunch of coins came down to key supports. I've been waiting, guys. If you've been watching these streams, I've been saying, do not be surprised if we take this low, right? I've been saying, do not be surprised if we take this low. So the fact that we took the low, the fact that we came to a golden pocket, the fact that I saw a reaction from taking out these lows here, I said, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it, and I'm glad I went for it. Shout out to Beast from India. Shout out to Ping. Shout out to Crypto Cowpoke. He's half Polish. His mother is from Poland. That's legit. All right. I don't want to show my stop loss, man. No, I don't want to. All right, we got 5 more minutes to get 1,000 likes, and we'll do a giveaway, guys. My funding fees must be high. My funding fees are high. Yeah, my funding fees are high. I have, this trade here, I've lost 0.01 Bitcoin on funding fees. Holding that long, 0.01 Bitcoin on funding fees, almost 0.02 on funding fees, guys. And yeah, so that's crazy. 0.02 Bitcoin off the table. Right? Pretty crazy. Yeah, so I'm basically looking at it like this, right? If we can hold the low of the range, which is also the golden pocket zone right here, the 786, I think it's pretty safe to say that we can see higher prices. If we lose it, I think we should be looking down toward 38K, but also be aware of simply just doing something like this. But I'd say that 38K is a much juicier zone because there's multiple confluences down there, okay? And if we hold here, then I will once again be looking to hit that $48,000 to $50,000 level, right? And then intermediately here, guys, wow, we're getting a bounce right now from the golden pocket. Do you guys see that? Are we? Are we really getting a bounce? Nah, hang on. Hang on. No, we're not. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this golden pocket zone needs to hold here. Yeah, and then also to the upside, guys, if we're looking for local areas of support and resistance, local resistance, local support is pretty clear. It's just the trend lines with the, yeah, the retest of this horizontal resistance that we had here, confluence with the golden pocket value area high 786, and then this lower trend line confluence with the golden pocket value area low 786 is going to be our local support. Those would be places I'd be looking for day trades and stuff like that. But as far as the higher term trades, you know, obviously I'm looking to short a higher high. I'm looking to long like around 38K, that whole zone down there. All right. All right. Tether is printing more money. Interesting. Wow, we got a lot of people up in this chat. Okay, so that's the deal with Bitcoin, guys. That is the deal with the Bitcoin right now. We're going to be taking a look at some other assets. This dip has brought us down to support on quite a few other assets. And, you know, let's see if we have any super chats up in here. Because my streaming doesn't tell me. All right, shout out to our super chats. Shout out to Joe Who. Shout out to Larry Lamb, and shout out to Laban Act. We're gonna take a look at Polkadot for Joe Who. Polkadot, man, that is one crazy asset if you ask me. All right, that is one crazy asset if you ask me. Yeah, so here's the thing about Polkadot. I am definitely bullish on Polkadot for the bull market, right? In general, I am bullish on Polkadot for the bull market. We've had a really, really, really nice pullback on this, and would you look at that? I mean, Polkadot has not really necessarily come back to test our trend line here. Not quite. So here's the deal with a lot of these coins, guys. a lot of these coins have done something very, very, very similar to what Bitcoin has done, right? We have come down and it looks like we wanted to go for some of these lows and we never did. So like Bitcoin never took the low, Polkadot also never took the low, right? So this is a very bullish buyback right now on Polkadot. And because I'm bullish on Polkadot for the bull market, like in general, like we do have to understand that Polkadot right now has like, you know, I'd say Polkadot could easily see $70 at least in the next bull market. So we're talking like, you know, a 700% potential on this thing from where we're at right now. And I'm talking long term, right? This is not a leveraged trade, okay? I'm talking long term. And so basically, we've already broken out of this resistance. And from that breakout, we got, you know, a pretty intense move to the upside, like a 70% move to the upside. So I would be looking at this with Polkadot, right? If we once again, let's say that Bitcoin is going to go for the lows again, right? And let's say we are going to go down below 40K, maybe to 38K. I would be looking for Polkadot to come back down to the retest of the trend line and the golden pocket, right? It looks really, really nice. And when we take a look at the daily time frame as well, you know, we did get that confirmed bearish div on the daily. And so I would say that there is a real potential here for more downside on a lot of these coins because, now again, I'm not saying we're going to go down. I'm saying there's downside potential, right? There's a big difference here. The reason I say that is because technically, when we go on the 4-hour time frame, we had our last higher low in the uptrend, right? We had our low, our high, our higher low, our higher high, our higher low, our higher high. And then we made a low, a lower high, and now we made a lower low. So this right here on the 4-hour time frame is a sign of weakness. Meaning even though we're getting a bounce right now, the market structure for the first time in quite some time on the 4-hour time frame is bearish. When was the last time we saw that happen, right? We didn't see it happen all in here. We didn't see it happen all in here. The last time we saw that happen was before the breakout, right? November. That's the last time we actually changed market structure on the 4-hour. So that means we might come down a little bit lower. The last time we changed market structure on the 4-hour, right? We put in the higher high, the lower high, the lower low, another lower high, and then another lower low, right? So if we're going to put in another lower low here, it just makes sense to me that we would come down to this major zone of support, which is a support resistance slip, you know, around $5-6, that golden pocket, that 786 zone. And the way we're getting that, guys, is literally it's the fib pull from the last major swing low to this high that we have put in after the breakout. So really, if you're bullish on DOT, this is a place where, in my opinion, especially if you're building up a spot position for the bull market, it's a good place to look to build a spot position. Now, again, I'm only talking about paper trading, fake money. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I only paper trade and use fake money because my goal in life is to avoid all risk, as should yours, because that's the purpose of life, is to avoid all risks at all costs, right? Is there a chance you could get sick? Well, close your business, lock yourself in your house, because we're trying to avoid all risks at all costs. Don't drive, don't brush your teeth. You might shove the dang thing up your windpipe and die. Don't work out, don't exercise. You could hurt yourself. That's risky. But here's the thing. All seriousness about risk aside, if I was actually going to be buying this with real money, I would definitely be any place here or below. I would be building up a spot for the bull market to potentially make, you know, close to 1,000% to hit that high. So that's what I think about DOT. If anyone caught these lows, you know, good on you, because you know there were some altcoins that I actually caught these dips. I did long EOS, actually. I did long EOS coming down to this level that we were looking at actually on one of these live streams, guys, right? We simply came down, we got a liquidity grab of these lows. I took a long on EOS from right around here, and I've actually made some nice profits on it. So yeah, if anyone caught some of these longs, because there were some key levels that we came down to, you know, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all All right. I'm sorry to say, guys, that we did not get the likes in time to do the giveaway, so perhaps next time. Shout out to all my super chatters. Shout out to all my super chatters. Shout you guys out. Shout out to Rich and HH, XRP, we'll take a look. Jasmine, we'll take a look. Pace Landscape Service, thank you so much for your super chat. Jordan Blowman, thank you for the super chat. Your message has been retracted, but thank you for the super chat. And shout out to G Money, your thoughts on Hua Hua, an animal on MEXC. Well, we could take a look, G Money. I've never heard of those, so I don't have any thoughts. Okay, but yeah, let's check out KSM. All right, we're gonna check out KSM. Let's check out KSM. Yeah, so Bitcoin front ran actually the golden pocket here. We did fill some single prints. Let's see what happens here. We're starting to get a little bit of a turn of momentum. Let's actually quickly take a look at Bitcoin on an order flow chart and see if there's anything notable happening on a low time frame here. Yeesh. Well, OI is totally flat. Whole bunch of longs just got stopped out. I mean, when I say a whole bunch, I mean, it's in the context of decreasing flat OI, right? But in general, the longs that did open at these highs are now out. We had some shorts opening up down here, and now they're out. Oh, man. People are flopping and groping today, guys. Man, just keep your eyes on support and resistance and everything in between. Don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Okay. KSM. Wow. Man, if anyone caught that, once again, like if anyone caught DOT, if anyone caught KSM, these are really, really nice. But just like Bitcoin, just like, so here's the thing. If the low is in here, we are front running very key levels, which to me is kind of bearish, okay? The fact that we're front running so many key levels, I don't like that. That typically means we're coming down lower because we had ourselves a daily order block right here. Not only a daily order block, but a support resistance flip from December 9th that we didn't even hit, right? So it's weird, right? It really does seem like we want to come lower, right? Doesn't it seem that way? All right, so we hit a golden pocket, Did we hit that macro golden pocket? Yeah, we hit it. Okay. But also, whenever we bounce from the 618, like to the exact dollar, typically means we're going to come a little bit lower. All right. So KSM, is this Kusama? Yeah, so Kusama, in general, I'd say it looks pretty bullish. We have a bullish divergence on the weekly time frame, which looks pretty nice. Like a nice bullish div right here as we made that bottom. And I would say, at least, let's turn it off log for a second here. Look, so here's the thing. If anybody's like new watching the channel, and I look at all these altcoins and I say they look good, the reason why, guys, is because we are in a very rare time, okay? If you are new to crypto right now, congratulations, because this is a rare time, okay? Most of your peers, you new to crypto people, are going to get in next year around this time. That's when they're going to start to get into crypto, all right? And next year around this time, there's going to be a lot of YouTubers looking at every chart saying, looks good, looks bullish, going to keep on pumping, looks great, it's going to keep going up, up, right? And most of those people are going to buy the equivalent of like right around here. It's going to seem good for a while, it's going to dump, and they're going to go on YouTube, and the YouTubers are like, buy the dip, bro, buy the dip. They'll buy the dip. Hey, it works out pretty good. Look at that, I'm such a genius. Then it dumps again, buy the dip, bro, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. And then next thing you know, they're hodling all the way down to here, where everyone forgets about crypto for 2 years. and sells at the bottom, okay? If you're in now, you're in at a good time, because here's the thing, these things work in 4-year cycles, all right? 4-year cycles, which means if you are getting in when the price is objectively low, right? Look at this, low, right? This is like getting in 2020, right? This is like buying in 2020. The upward potential from here, if we're gonna hit a new all-time high, is over 1,000%, all right? The downward potential from here, if we're gonna put in a new low, is 100%, all right? So what does that mean? That means you throw $100 into this thing, based on the fact that all the macro time frames are telling us that the bottom is in for crypto, and we're about to continue with a bullish trend for the next year and some months. It means if you risk a small amount of money, let's say $100, you are either going to lose your $100 or make 1,000% on it, all right? The risk to reward is very great when we are looking at crypto at these levels, all right? The risk to reward is very great, meaning you don't have to risk very much to get a lot of reward, as opposed to in a year from now, when all the other new people are going to come in, they are risking a lot. Because when this thing is back up here and people are buying, guess what? They are risking now, well, it's still 100%, okay? But they're doing that to only potentially make 28%, right? Instead of risking 100% to make 1,000%, they're risking 100% to make 28%, okay? The reward is 1/4 of what they're potentially going to risk on it, right? So when we see coins that are beat down and breaking out of bullish patterns, like a falling wedge pattern, which objectively speaking is just a bullish pattern, right? We have to think to ourselves, you know, maybe with a little do your own research here, maybe I would want to put some paper money into this asset, because I know, like, even if we get another dip, even if Bitcoin dumps down to 30K or worse, even if this thing comes back down into the wedge, it's buy the dip season, right? This is buy the dip season. This is not buy the dip season. This is where most people learn about crypto and learn about the phrase buy the dip, but that's because they're in a small time frame. This is buy the dip season here. We are seeing the money flow crossing over into the blue. Yeah, it looks like we get a pullback on the weekly. So really, if you want to wait for a really good buy opportunity on this thing, wait for the next weekly green dot to start printing on Market Cipher after a little bit more of a pullback here, right? And especially if we come back down to test the wedge, right? So once again, just like most of these things, now that we've broken out and we put in a higher high now for the first time since the all-time high, changing market structure on the weekly, if we come back down into this zone or below, this for me is DCA zone, where I would say, yeah, if I'm interested in this because I've done my own research and I'm willing to put my own paper money at risk, I know that buying and accumulating in this area is setting me up for gains in the next year and some months. So that's what I think about KSM, right? That's what I think about KSM. Could it hit a new low? It could. It could. But if we're in this for the long game and we know we're heading into a crypto bull market, then even if we hit a new low, in my opinion, if we're on spot and there's no risk of liquidation, the chances are still higher than not that you will exit that spot position in a profit, unless you're an idiot and you don't take profit, which happens to the best of us when we first come into this stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, so let's see. We got some more super chats up in here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. So yeah, that would be my buy zone for KSM in general. Basically anything around, you know, 33 to 25 would be a major nice buy zone for me. But in general, like, how many times do I have to say in general before it becomes monotonous? I think a lot. I'm sorry for that, guys. It's hard to think of new words to say. Even if we buy here, the upward potential is pretty enormous. So it depends on your scope and, you know. All right, so we got some other super chats up in the house, baby. Shout out to Rich and HH. He wants to check out XRP. Shout out to G Money. Shout out to Hernios. He says, can you show your fib settings? Can you check NGN? I made 800K but can't sell. Oh, no. I can check it, man, but that sounds like a horrible situation. Yeah, okay, so we will check out XRP. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not stoked on XRP, which means it'll probably pump. If you hold XRP, good, because you'll be in profit soon. Look, XRP, in my opinion, this chart looks kind of like a, well, it doesn't look very good, and I'll tell you why. Because we haven't really, we haven't shown a sign of strength as far as continuation of the uptrend, and we also haven't shown a sign of weakness as far as the continuation of the downtrend. When we made that high, that spike, we would have wanted to see another high come in, like continuation of this uptrend. But we're consistently also making slightly higher lows, which is a recipe for a massive long squeeze, right? Because we're just building up liquidity below all those lows. Like, it would not surprise me, and I don't know if this is going to happen, right? But we've seen XRP get some crazy moves, right? We have seen XRP get some insane moves. But it would not surprise me if, you know, if Bitcoin dumps that, we don't see XRP do something crazy as well and come literally all the way back down to 29 cents, right? Is that going to happen? Probably not. Probably not. But, man, it looks like it could. I don't know. I never know what to say about XRP. I'm sorry. I have nothing to say about this thing. I have nothing to say. We haven't seen a sign of strength. We haven't seen a sign of weakness. Right now, this channel has been respected pretty well. We should wait for some kind of break of the channel. Honestly, for me, before I get into a long, I would want to see this high taken. Before I get into a short, I would at least want to see, if we pull the fib from the high to the low, I would at least want to see us come up to the golden pocket, which we have not even yet, right? So it's just like, I don't know. This thing is in stagnation mode. I don't see any good opportunities for it. Do I think it's going to pump? Yeah. Do I think it'll hit a new all-time high? Yeah. When? In the bull market. Probably in a year, XRP will probably be like, what, $3 or something? So, I'm sorry I can't say more about it. All right, we'll take a look at Jasmy. We'll take a look at Jasmy. Wow, look at Jasmy. Let's put it on log scale. All right, so Jasmy, a lot of people are bullish on Jasmy. I can't say I know much about it, but if you're bullish on Jasmy, there's a few options we have here. I mean, we are right now actually holding this trend line. Red dot on the weekly. I would say pretty much with it, as long as we're trading within this triangle, if you're looking at this thing for a long-term hold, within this zone is a nice buy zone where we're at. You know, money flow is about to cross on the weekly. Daily time frame made some really nice bullish divergences at that low. So I'd say it's could be probable that the low is in. And you know, same as these other coins, right? This has not broken out yet. So this is not like Polkadot, right? Polkadot has broken out, gotten a massive breakout. ICP broke out, massive breakout. This one has not yet, right? So these are the ones we should be interested in as far as now, right? Don't wait until the coin breaks out and pumps before you get interested, right? If it's already gone 300% and you're like, should I buy? It's like, probably not, right? But this one could pump like crazy, all right? Let's say we come back up to this last support resistance flip at 6 cents. We're talking right now, if we go to 6 cents, 1000% gain, right? Or more. Like, I mean, 10 cents, we had this high at 10 cents back in December 2021, right? This hasn't really been around. This is on Binance. I don't know when this thing came out, but it was listed on Binance, not even a whole market crypto cycle. So this thing for me could be a really nice thing to hold for the bull market. Like, lots of upward potential. And again, look, all these altcoins, guys, you have to do research on them if you're investing your money into something. I am not a fundamental trader. I'm a technical trader only. I only look at the chart. I don't know who owns it, who made it, what it is, what it does. I don't even care. That's my style. All right, everyone's different. I found something that works for me. That's what I do. If you're looking to put money into something, you really have to do your own research and ask yourself, is this something I feel comfortable investing in? And how much? And before you invest in anything, this is true whether you are leverage trading, the small time frames, or building a spot portfolio for the next year and a half. You need to know before you even get into that trade, how much money am I risking? How much money could I potentially make here? And where am I going to be getting out if it goes for me or against me? Right? You need to know those three things in advance. Whether you are buying something to hold or buying something to trade just on a day trade. How much am I risking? How much could I potentially make? And where am I going to get out of this investment if it goes for me and if it goes against me, right? If you don't have a goal, you're just walking aimlessly on a treadmill and you're never going to get to where you're going to have to go. And every day you're going to be on the treadmill for a whole hour-long live stream, walking and walking and never getting anywhere. You know, you don't want to do that. It sounds horrible. Alrighty. My thoughts on Animal. Yeah, let me quickly show my fib settings, alright? Right now my fib settings are these. I mean, I always change them, but I just mostly use the 618, the 0.65, the 786. I also use the 382, the 886, and the 0.5. Alright, also the 0.66 sometimes I will use as well. And no background, no trend lines, no 0, no 1. Right, this is all I pretty much use. And if you don't see 0.65, 0.66, or 0.886, you gotta go to any random thing like this and highlight it and make it whatever you want. Right? That's a crazy one. I don't even know if it shows up on the chart. Here it is, way up here. Right? The 2656354.566698990 fib level. That's the secret weapon that the institutions use and the market makers use. So that's the secret. Don't put that on your fib. Otherwise, everyone will know my secret and I won't be profitable anymore. All right. Yeah, we'll check out Hua 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 Hua. Chihuahua. Nice, nice. Looks memey. Looks memey. So, yeah, I don't know. Meme coin's probably gonna pump. I don't know anything about Chihuahua. I would say this, like, we had a big pump and a big dump, so I don't know. Like, these types of things, we can't really do historic TA on them because they get listed and then they just dump. Right, so we don't really have support or resistance levels. The only thing I could say is this. Right, let's put it back on log scale. Basically, anywhere at or below this trend line, I'd say is a really good deal. At or below this trend line is a good deal. Because if it's going to pump, and it's a big if, right? When you're buying meme coins, you have to go into it knowing that it's a stupid investment, but it will probably pump because people are stupid and they buy stupid things and it pumps the price. And like, yeah, we've seen the craziest things happen. So you have to go into it with that mentality of like, look, it's a stupid meme coin called Chihuahua. Could I see this pumping? Absolutely. Absolutely. I could. Is it guaranteed? Absolutely not. But if you take $100 or something small and you say to yourself, let's say you're doing research on meme coins and you say to yourself, man, if this thing pumps a little bit here, you know, let's say it goes back to where it was when it listed on Binance, that's 11,000%. Put $100 in, you make 11,000%. Is anybody gonna complain about that? You lose $100, big deal. You make 11,000% on that $100. That's pretty dang good, right? That's the mentality we have to have with these nonsense coins. It's like we can risk very little to potentially make a lot, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But you can say, Jason, that's gambling. It is gambling when you're dealing with coins like this. It absolutely is gambling. But there are some things that are in our favor, like we're going into a bull market. We know that meme coins pump in bull markets. we know that we're not really risking that much, and the amount of risk we're putting on here wouldn't really change our life at all if we lost it. But if we made 11,000% on it, it would maybe be pretty dang nice. Maybe we could do something really nice with that. You know, so it's a calculated risk. But I've never heard of Chihuahua. You know? Alright. Shout out to G-Money79 for the double super chat, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, so can I chart Chihuahua? I can't really chart it, but I would say this. Right now, support is coming down around 8271. And below, that's going to be support for us. We're already below, like, all the major fib retracements here, like, way below. So, yeah, I would say if we get a retest, basically fill this giant inefficiency on the weekly, this is where I would be interested in. If I was looking at this thing, I would be interested in getting some down there. In fact, I'll set an alert there. I might get myself some Chihuahua. Why not? Why not? All right, NGN. I could check it. I've never heard of NGN. Huh. I don't even see it listed. It's on ICE? On Pancake Swap? Yeesh. Oh, it's a Nigerian money? It's a Forex pair? I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know. Alrighty. Alright, shout out to Dropout for the super chat. Texas Wheezy, I'm sorry, man. I don't know anything about that. I can't even find it. Alright, Doge. Yeah, I mean, Doge is one of those coins that will probably do well once again. I think we could probably hit $1. We're objectively speaking low. Like, you know, if we take it off log scale, it looks pretty good. Obviously, on log scale, it still looks good because we're back down to the support that we were at in February of 2021 before the big pump, and the bear market's over. So we could probably say Doge has found some pretty nice support, right? We're even seeing a slight sign of strength here with the breakout of this, right? So Doge, I would be saying, like, I'd say $1 is possible. That's still 1,000% gains. Maybe we front run $1 again, you know, maybe come up to like 90 cents. That's still a pretty good risk reward. So, you know, right now I would consider Doge trading within this sideways range. We're at value area high. We got a rejection. Let's pull a fib, low to high. Yeah, so really for me, like a major buy zone on Doge would be this here, because it's the fib levels, the value area low. Whole bunch of nice confluences, basically 7 cents down to like 5. That'd be a really nice buy zone in my opinion for Dogecoin. It definitely looks bullish. Market Cipher B has broken the bear trend, right? We had a pretty clearly defined trend right here. We broke out of this trend line around a Monday, October 30th. We've come up to resistance. We're getting a pullback. I mean, look, Doge, I do believe, is going to also move to the upside at some point. So I personally do hold quite a bit of Dogecoin on spot that I bought around November, the fall, basically when everything was pretty dang low. I was buying Dogecoin November, December 2022. I was buying myself some Dogecoin. So I have some Dogecoin from around this exact price right now. I'm holding Dogecoin from around this exact price, and I am not selling it until it hits. 70 cents. So that means I'm looking for about a 700% gain before I sell any of it. Not financial advice. People. All right. Shout out to Crypto Crank. Illuvium. Yeah, we'll check out Illuvium. And shout out to Kratos for the super chat. Shout out to G Money for the super chat. Yeah, we'll take a look at money sign people. Wow. Now, I don't know anything about this. I don't. But I would say this. You know, this was a liquidity grab. For certain. It looks like kind of a pump and dump. But let's go to the daily. Looks like a pump and dump, my friend. This is all in one daily candle. That is crazy. I would honestly stay away from this. If I was coming to this chart, this is not something I'd be interested in. That is crazy. That looks like absolutely some kind of pump and dump scheme. Yeah, like, that does not look good, does it? That really does not look good. I don't even really know what to say about it. We're below the golden pocket. We're bouncing from the 786 with some not even bullish divs here on the 9-minute. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it, right? We don't have much historic data on it, and we literally have a daily candle that has given us a 600% move up. And now we have given back, of that 600%, we've given already back most of it, 65%. So I don't know. There's nothing I could say here. Any trade you take right now on this is a pure gamble. And I'd be very cautious with it. I don't know about this coin. If you want to do research on it, you think it's the next big thing, it's the next Dogecoin, it's the next Shiba Inu, you do you. All right, but this is shady. That's shady to me. All right, let's check out Illuvium. Shout out to Dropout. Illuvium. Thank you so much, Dropout, for the super chats. Shout out to Live Laugh Love. Ords. Yeah, we can take a look at Ords. What is the ticker for Illuvium? Is it IL? ILV? Yeah. Yeah. Wow, so Illuvium has broken out, as we know. And look, it's gotten a CDW from that low. So if you got in at this low, I think that's a respectable trade, especially since, even though money flow is coming out, bull div on the daily. Let's check out our 4. Bull div on the 4. Let's check out the 1 hour. We've got bull div on the 1 hour as well. You know, that's a pretty dang good trade. If you got into that trade, that's a 10% move. That is not anything to be sorry about. So here's how I'm looking at this now. Okay, we have ourselves a sideways range right here. All right, we have ourselves a sideways range. Okay. So if I was in a long trade, I would have taken a profit 1 at the low, stop loss to entry, right? Because if we're trading this, day trading this, right, we should definitely be taking a profit at least value area low, right? So you could take one here because we're retesting these lows. Maybe target a little bit higher up here at 89, right? That's definitely a place where we need to be realizing some profits. The second thing we need to be aware of here is, let me remove all this other fib stuff. The second thing that we need to be aware of is the fact that technically now we are forming some bearish structure. So if things are going to start to dump, and if we do get a move up here, we do need to be aware of potentially making another lower high, coming back up to this key zone of resistance. Resistance once, high volume node, resistance twice. Now it's the golden pocket, value area high 786, right? Because if we lose this range, and I'd say it's okay to be a little bit more bearishly biased now, because we do see these bearish divergences that were forming up at this high, right? So we've changed market structure. So I would be a little bit more bearishly biased. I'd be cautiously bullish. I would be taking profits, stop loss to entry, de-risking, right? If you're in profit, take profit. How's Bitcoin? Right? If you're in profit, take some profit. Right? I'm only telling you to do what I do, right? If you're in profit, take some dang profit. Yeah, I would be looking for potentially a lower high to come in, and then I would say, because we've gotten the breakout, if we're going to see the crypto markets in general get a big move to the downside, then we should be looking for the lower golden pocket zone, right? The lower golden pocket zone, or the 786 coming back down to retest this key area. And pretty much if we do get a move back down inside of this wedge, that, in my opinion, I mean, if you're bullish on this thing in the longer term, that obviously is a gift to buy once again at the lows, right? That is a gift to buy once again at the lows. And I mean, in general, guys, this thing has some pretty intense upward potential. So look, if you're a day trader, it's a very respectable long trade right here for a TP1. If you are a swing trader, I would wait for a little bit more of a pullback here because of the bearish divergences that we formed on the 4 hour and down. If you're looking to build a portfolio for the bull market, I'd say any time is a good time to be DCAing into this asset, because the upward potential is massive compared to the downward potential. Right, so those are the three kind of lenses to look at this through, right? If we're coming at this from a bull market perspective, you could say we have broken out higher high. This is the sign of strength that we've been waiting for. Therefore, anytime, literally now and or below, this is a whole entire big buy zone, if we're even given that, right? And this is for a very long-term play, right? So short term, I would be looking, you know, obviously TP1 if you're long on leverage. If you're more of a swing trader on leverage, I would be waiting down for the golden pocket 786. If you are a spot hodler, this is a totally acceptable setup right here. And when I say a totally acceptable setup, I mean, I'm not saying to blow your whole stack on this now, but I'm saying this is the time to say, you know what, I'm going to start accumulating this thing, because I know that even if, let's say for example, we hit a brand new low, right? We take out the low that we made back in November 2022. This is still 30 times more potential reward than risk. So it's a really nice thing to be looking at, honestly. So that's what I think about Illuvium. Let's see here. All right, ORDS. Can we take a look at AXS? Shout out to my man Live Laugh Love for the super chat. Shout out to Budino Wong for the super chat. Shout out to Mani Shanakar for the super chat. And thank you so much to callsign RX for the super chat. He blames Jim Cramer 100% for the dump. Man, that is weird that he got bullish just at the right time, huh? I'm sorry. Yeah, he got bullish on Bitcoin just at the right time. All right, let's take a look at ORDS. Oh man, I'm so sorry. There's nothing I could say about this. There's nothing I could possibly say about this, man. I'm so sorry. The only thing I could say is we got a bounce from the 618, and that was nice, but there's nothing I can really say about it. It hasn't. I don't have any data here to do analysis on it. You know, this is just pure speculation right now. But thank you so much for the super chat. Anything I say is just would be completely nonsensical and meaningless. You'd have to have some kind of fundamental reason to be getting into that thing. CTK. I don't know anything about CTK. I don't like the look of the chart. I just don't like this, how wiki it is on the weekly time frame. Makes it look like there's really low liquidity. Ew, I hate this song. What the heck? Hang on. But look, we have a sign of strength on the weekly. I don't know what this thing is. I'd say that as far as altcoins go, like, I don't really see a big potential here. Like, even if we hit the highs from spring of 2021, which is the top of the bull market, unless this thing's gonna hit a new high, there's only 400% potential gains. If you're bullish on this thing fundamentally, and you think we're gonna hit new highs, there's nothing wrong with starting a DCA after you see a sign of strength like this on the weekly time frame, right? Say to yourself, we've clearly broken out of the downward trend, not only on the price action, but also on market cipher, and it looks like we're gonna get a pullback here, and so yeah, look to accumulate on the pullback. There's nothing wrong with that mentality if you are bullish on an asset, right? Where are some buy zones I'd be interested in? 60 cents and 50 cents. Between 50 and 60 cents is the golden pocket. It's the 786. Let's see what else we got down there. Yeah, it's a little bit. That's the global volume pull. Let's take a look at some of this lower range stuff. Yeah, I would say we'll take for May. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I would say, yeah, 60 cents looks like a really nice buy right now. 60 cents looks like a really nice buy on that thing. It's a support resistance flip, the golden pocket, and will be oversold now that we've reclaimed this value area since May. It's a low volume node. Then we got the high volume node right down there at 57 cents. Shout out to Toros Crypto. Which token to long 100x right now? Shout out to Luke from Toros Crypto. Well, Toros, we all know the crypto, the only one to 100x leverage right now is Dark Shield, baby. Dark Shield. Thank you for the super chat, my bro. Everyone go check out Toros Crypto on YouTube. Luke from Toros Crypto giving out the juiciest TA. All right, we'll check out AXS. Nice. I mean, it does look pretty nice in the sense that we came down to support. This support goes back to March 2021. We held this support. This is now our third tap into it. The weekly time frame, market cipher B getting higher. Bullish div on the weekly with a double BitBoy butt cheek. Looks to me like it would be time to start accumulating if you're bullish on this for the next cycle, because, like, let's say we get our average entry around $6, you know, we know that we are buying pretty low, right? We've tested this support many times. We're at the bottom of the cycle, right? So this is like a nice potential play. A 36x, baby. I mean, you know, if we're DCAing in this zone in general, we could be looking at maybe even like 100x. You know, if depending on what our entry is, you know. And yeah, we could lose everything, but again, when we're looking at coins that have been beaten down for 2 years, as we know we're heading into a bull cycle where things just pump like crazy, even if we don't hit all new highs, we're still looking at some pretty dang juicy gains, right? 700%, nothing to scoff at. But yeah, it looks pretty, in a sense, in a macro time frame, it looks strong to me. We've had a break of resistance. We've had a bullish divergence on the weekly. Money flow is getting thicker. Honestly, it looks like we want to have one pullback here first. So I would say, you know, golden pocket 786 zone is always the place to be interested in buying something. Yeah, I mean, beautiful. We got the low volume node of the range and the high volume node of the range right in that zone as well. It's coming in between 675 and 550. Yeah, so yeah, for a long-term play, you know, AXS, baby. All right, guys. Well, it's been a great stream. I'm gonna head out, man. God bless everybody. In the name of Jesus, even if you're not religious. I hope everyone's super blessed. Shout out to Divine Hood. SEI just hit a channel resistance. AXS is garbage. Well, then don't buy it, you know. Seriously. How's Dark Shield going? Pretty bad. I think I'm down about 50% of my investment. Pretty bad, but hey, it is what it is. I'm hodling till the end, and then I'm gonna make a victory video. All right, guys. May the Lord bless you and protect you, and shine light upon you and have grace upon you. May the Lord turn His face towards you and give you wholeness. And I'll see everybody in the next video. Peace.